Alan, look, I suppose on reflection after what happened on Friday, how would you kind of describe the mood around the place? Is there a bit of anger, a bit of hurt, or?
I think it's only natural that there's a bit of hurt. There's no anger, it's a group that doesn't seem to be used to losing all that much, so it's probably an environment that's been immediately down in the changing room, but as I understand, Faz is pretty good at getting things back on track fairly quickly, and the coach is the same, and then the leaders as well, so they were pretty good today.
We obviously haven't heard from the group since Friday night post-match with Andy. What kind of has been the message since? I suppose today is a bit more reflection on what went wrong or what needs to change.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's how quickly you can summarise and understand what went wrong. So I think there was a few clear things in Andy's mind and the coach's mind, and then the job is pretty quick, isn't it? We came in yesterday and we got started, and a lot of that was getting things or understand what didn't work. So yeah, they've covered a few different areas, but it's pretty clear on what we need to get right in order for us to function and to be at our best going into Friday night.
Was there a couple of home truths maybe spoken the last couple of days, not just from Andy, but I suppose from the senior players?
Yeah, and they're all it's such a good group to reflect and to be honest, and so home truths, they're definitely the case, and no one shied away from it as well. I've probably heard more voices in meetings this week than what I had in my first 2 weeks. So everyone's pretty intent on correcting a few things.
Can you put your finger on what went wrong or how such a flat performance in such a big game?
I think it's difficult, and I found it very difficult. I'm still getting a gauge. I'm only in 11 days, so I'm getting a gauge. I said to Andy last week, I have no idea if it was a good training week or a bad training week or indifferent. So currently I'm still getting a gauge to where the group are. And as we go through this autumn series, I'm sure I'll get to understand a little bit more.
As you get to know the group, are you confident you'll get as a coach and ticket, you'll get a reaction this week?
Yeah, well, from being an outsider previously, Ireland tend to react pretty positively to losses, don't they? And I don't know if it's because they're not used to it, or if it's because the intent is that we don't go there again. So I'd be very, very confident that we'll get a good response going into this Friday.
Just how are you finding being back in Ireland, I suppose?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think the chance to come back and work is incredibly special, and something I couldn't pass. You think about it, when I was at Munster, I had a great 6 years at Munster, thoroughly enjoyable, and a lot of the people are still here. The likes of Nick Winkelman, I worked well with him at Munster, but then the bonus now is getting to work with the likes of Simon Easterby, who I haven't worked with since I started back in the Scales in 2005, when he was the captain there. Paul, but there's a good sprinkling of people that I've worked with before, and excited to work with quality operators as well, both in terms of players and management.
So it was an easy decision then to come back?
Yeah, no, it was. It was always a dream job, and Jason Cowman and colleagues, they've made such inroads, I think, and everyone can see that. I think I was always envious of the Irish system. When I left, I was looking back and going, they do things really, really well, and I liken it to, I think I've just stepped in somewhere now where people have spent a lot of time building this fantastic car, and I've been given the keys, and my job now is to not crash the car immediately. That's how I see it. So it's a huge compliment to what's been done previously, and then I'm excited now to try and add and deliver on something to keep on pushing forward.
How big a difference is there in Irish rugby now since you were last here? How much has it evolved since you were last here?
Well, I didn't see this environment. I'd be very, very complimentary with the Irish system and Irish players in terms of they're so self-sufficient. You ask them to do something, they get on with it. They're very, very invested in what it is to become the best players they can be. So that's very consistent to what I saw previously.
And obviously, not ideal to lose the winning home record, but that'll be just more desire now to get it back again now and start afresh.
Well, exactly. I've got quite a terrible record. My first game working for South Africa, we lost to Wales. My first game working for England, we lost to Wales. I was glad we weren't playing Wales in the first game, but then, yeah, unfortunately that was it. So hopefully back on track now.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.